Hello everyone, ChargeCoin here. Natlan will be releasing in a few days time on 28th of August 2024. This new update, it comes with the brand new map, new characters of Mualani and Kachina in the first half and Kinich in the second. Kazuha and Raiden will also be having their rerun. But before the patch releases, what are some of the things that you need to do? Let me share more. With the new patch releasing, it comes with new character ascension materials, new talent books, and new artifacts. If you're going for Mualani and Kinich, you unfortunately cannot pre-farm for their materials as they are only available in Natlan. So, what must you do? Next week, before the patch releases, do stock up on as much condensed resin at a maximum of 5, 2 transient resin from this week's and next week's teapot shop, as well as much fragile resin as you can hold. Heck, if you cannot spend any resin on the day before the patch releases, do that too. You want to have as much resin as possible, be it in condensed form or not, so that you can immediately start farming the moment the patch releases. It's definitely gonna be a tough time. I know I had a lot of trouble when Lini released in Fontaine. However, if you want your Mualani or Kinich to at least be able to be used immediately while you're farming for the Ascension materials, you can farm for some alternative artifacts first. For Mualani, I would recommend the Heart of Death first, with HP stats and crit to boost the Hydro damage. For Kinich, I would recommend the Deepwood Memories artifact set first, with either attack or EM main stats, and crit to boost his Dendro damage. Unfortunately, I cannot confirm if this is how their kit plays yet, due to the livestream not mentioning as much, but nonetheless, as an alternative set, I think that they can still work. Just don't over farm for them, and only do it if you have extra resin and nothing else to farm for. But what if you're not going for Kinich or Mualani? It's still good to stock up on the resin, as it is very likely, based on past trends, that the Pyro Archon will also use the first artifact domain from the new region. For example, Raiden uses the Emblem of Severed Fate from the first Inazuma domain, while Nahida uses the Deepwood Memory set from the first Sumeru domain. On the topic of Raiden, and also I guess Kazuha, as they will both be getting their rerun, you have the luxury to pre-farm for their materials, be it talent, ascension, or artifacts. So, use this lull period before Natlan to farm for their items, so that you can get them up to level 90 once the banner releases. Just so you know, Kazuha uses the Viridescent Venera artifact set with all EM stats, while Raiden uses the Emblem of Severed Fate with ER Sense, Electro or Attack Goblet, and Crit Circlet. And of course, if somehow you still don't have Raiden or Kazuha, I can say in my personal opinion that both are very good characters and ones that you definitely will not regret getting. Just look at my teams. If you want damage, Kazuha is almost always on your team. While Raiden is very good especially for the national team. What's more, Kazuha, being the best elemental buffer in the game right now, it's very likely that he'll be very useful in Natlan as well. But, you know, what if you're not going for any of them? You're not going for Kazuha, Raiden, Kinich, or Mualani? Don't forget, with the good news released last week, Hoyoverse finally could, giving us free 5-star standard banner characters of our choice. So no matter who you choose, you can also start farming for their materials. For the artifacts, let me just share more. Diluc uses the Crimson Witch of Flames, Kerting uses Thundering Fury, Tainari uses Wanderer's Troop, Jean uses the Viridescent Venera, Chi-Chi uses the Ocean-Hued Clam, Mona uses Noblesse Oblige, and finally, Dea uses the Tenacity if you're going for a support build. As you can see, I don't have Dea, so I guess you know who I'm going for with the free selector. However, if you are still sort of on the fence on who exactly you should get out of these, 7 characters, you can feel free to watch my video on which 5-star standard banner character is the most worth it to build, as well as my video on which are the best teams for these 5-star standard banner characters. But if you just want a too long didn't read, I would say go for Jean if you need a healer, as she's very good with Furina. For DPS, I would suggest Tainari, as he scales off EM and attack, which makes him more universal compared to the other two. And last but not least, if you want a support, I would say go for Mona, as her support capabilities that buffs damage is pretty strong, although sort of outclassed today. As for other non-character related things, first, try to use up your encounter points as much as possible. There is no point, get it? In saving them, as they reset every major version, meaning your encounter points will reset to 0 in 5.0. Secondly, if possible, save your reputation quests for the week that Natlan releases. Why? You get a limit of only 3 bounties and requests per week, so if you clear them already that week, you cannot do Natlans, which means that you'll be sort of 1 week late to claim all of the reputation rewards. And if you're FOMO like me, you should definitely wait for Natlan to release before you actually start clearing these reputation rewards. Finally, and this is so important, do not build Pity before 5.0 comes out. Why? Because from 5.0 onwards, Genshin introduces the Capturing Radiance mechanic, which means that in short, rather than having a 50-50 chance of obtaining the limited character, your rate is instead 55 out of 45 for the new banners. This means there's a higher chance to get the limited character instead of the standard characters. So, don't build Pity and end up losing your 50-50 on a banner that you might not want the character for. Instead, spend your primos wisely on the new banners to allow yourself to get the limited character at a higher chance. Heck, you shouldn't even build Pity ever. Why would you want to waste your chances of getting a character you want early? And with that, we've come to the end of today's video. I would like to just say a huge thank you to everyone for watching my previous videos. It was great to see the support as well as everyone's wholesome comments. Thank you so much. If you have made it this far, do consider leaving a like and subscribing if you haven't, as it would really help out this small channel to get to its next goal of 10,000 subscribers. Thank you so much and see you soon! If you'd like to see which standard banner character is the most worth it to build, please click the video on the right. If you would like to see other Genshin Impact videos that I've made, please click the playlist on the left. Once again, thank you so much for watching and see you next time. Bye bye!